One of the most frequently asked questions I get both in my live stream and in my YouTube comments is people asking for advice on whether they should fill or whether they should one trick and insta-lock an agent when queuing into their Valorant ranked games. And throughout this discussion video, I'll do my best to answer that question, but I'll let you guys know ahead of time that there's not one set in stone answer here, as we'll discuss the pros and cons of doing each of these. Playing in the background will be some game highlights from my live stream, so if you ever want to catch the live stream and ask me some questions there, feel free to come through. You can catch me live Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern US time. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on those post notifications if you're enjoying the video. Over 95% of my viewers in the last 30 days are not subscribed, so it would really go a long way if you could hit that subscribe button and get us to 20,000 subscribers. With that being said, guys, let's get right into the discussion. All right, guys, so I want to start this discussion by talking about whether you should one trick an agent and whether that's optimal or not in a game like Valorant. Now, to sum it up briefly, the answer is no. I don't think you should one trick any particular agent in this game, and the reason for that is because the meta is very different on each map in this game. We're way beyond the days where Jett is the best duelist on every single map, and the only agent that is truly the best in their class across all maps in Valorant is Chamber, and even that's questionable after the recent nerfs. For example, Raze and Yoru are the best duelists on Bind. Neon is the best duelist on Fracture. Jett is the best on Breeze. And we're even seeing Phoenix, who was out of the meta for quite a while, come back into the meta after his recent buffs. And you can apply this logic to every single role in Valorant, just like the initiators and the controllers as well. And that brings up another great point about one tricking an agent. The Valorant meta is always changing. Again, Jett, who is one of the best agents in the game for so long across every single map, really isn't the most optimal duelist anymore. And there are other agents from other roles that have come in and out of the meta, and that could really mess with you if you're trying to be the best player you can while one tricking an agent. So no, one tricking an agent is definitely not the most optimal option to be the best Valorant player you can possibly be. A more viable option to one tricking an agent is to specialize in a specific role, such as duelist, initiator, controller, sentinel, etc. Take initiators, for example, where the double initiator meta is as strong as ever. But let's say that you prefer playing a scanning initiator, such as Fade or Sova. Well, there are certain maps where Fade is the better option, but there are other maps like Icebox and Breeze where Sova is still the best scanning initiator. And there are other maps like Fracture where none of those are optimal. And it's more optimal to play an initiator such as Breach. So at the end of the day, if you want to be a one trick, it's going to be much more optimal to be a one trick in one specific role over one specific agent. So now we have to talk about whether it's better to one trick a certain role as opposed to going into each game and filling entirely. So I personally think that you're going to rank up faster by exclusively specializing in one role. I don't think that will allow you to be the best Valorant player you can be over a long period of time. But again, in the short term, I do think that it'll help you rank up faster. On the other side, what are you going to do if somebody insta-locks your specific role or agent? You're likely going to be left on an agent that you don't feel comfortable playing. And depending on what rank you are, that can obviously be a problem. Before we get into the fill aspect of things, I need to start by addressing a pet peeve of mine in my Valorant ranked games. If you've ever watched my stream, you would know that I'm proudly a fill player in my Immortal or Radiant lobbies. I let everyone insta-lock their favorite picks and pick the most viable agent for the map and role that I need to fill for my team. But what baffles me is the amount of players that are forced to fill onto a certain role and have absolutely no clue what they're doing. Look, if you're in the lower elos, I totally get it. Not everyone has the time or energy to learn every little detail of every agent in Valorant. But for the Immortal players that don't have a clue how to play smokes when they need to fill that role, I don't really understand how that's possible. Because even if you rarely ever play smokes, someone on your team is doing it every single game. So here's my advice to you if this is something that you struggle with. You need to actually pay attention to what your teammates are doing in order to become a better fill player. For a role like controllers or smokes, I get that everybody can't fill Astra. That's a very advanced agent to play. But when it comes down to an agent like Brimstone, who has the most basic UI in the video game, you should have enough experience from watching your teammates in previous games to be able to put down proper smokes for your team. So please, guys, I beg you to pay more attention to what your teammates are doing during your games so you can become a more well-rounded player. So now let's talk about filling. I have a lot of respect for fill players. This might be biased, but I truly believe that fill players have the best game sense of anyone when it comes to ranked play. Having the ability to adapt to different roles on a game-by-game basis is a proud skill to have, but it obviously comes with a lot of experience and time playing the game. The reality is this: filling might not rank you up as fast as playing one role exclusively. There will be a lot of bumps in the road, such as learning from your losses on certain agents in certain maps and figuring out which agent from each role best suits your team when you need to fill that role on a certain map. If you're in it for the long run, I truly believe that filling will make you a much more well-rounded player. However, specializing in one role will likely lead to a higher peak rank sooner. So at the end of the day, that comes down to what you value more. Do you value the rank, or do you value your true skills as a player? In the short run, your rank might not truly reflect the game sense and overall skill that you're building as a player. But down the line, I know that will even out because I've seen that with my own gameplay. I want to remind you guys that the goal of this channel isn't to make decisions for you. My goal is to help weigh the pros and cons of each decision that you need to make, whether it comes down to the actual decisions within a game or stuff like the agents you should main when it comes to the actual game itself. So if you found the topics that I covered in this video helpful, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Again, over 95% of my viewers in the last 30 days are not subscribed, and that seems criminal to me. So please do me a solid and click that sub button. The gameplay that you've been watching in the background has been taken directly from my live stream, and we're gonna let this Yoru game where I match MVP on Pearl play out for the rest of this video. If you ever want to catch any of the live action, I'm live Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'd love to see you in the chat, as I'm super proud of my chat interaction. So if you want to come ask me some questions or just say what's up, then I'd love to see you there. With that being said, guys, enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you next time.
Portal closed.
What the? We timed each other through the wall. No way.
He dropped him and dropped him.
75 chambers.
Dead.
One more.
One enemy remaining.
Last was mid. Last was mid.
Nice. First. Wait, actually, do this. I'm flashing right now. Wait, where'd my TP go?
That sucked, dude.
Oh my god. 80 or 60 on chamber. 60 chamber.
One dug out.
One was mid. KO.
Fake teleport.
In the ult right here.
Last player standing.
3.
I can flash the guy dugout. He's gonna be close. I'm flashing right now. He's stopping. Dead.
Lights out.
I think they're all playing outside.
No, one's art.
Enemy spotted A.
Art dead. I'm ulting. I'm ulting. Left side main right here.
One enemy remaining.
I have no idea. Mid. Art. Flashing through the smoke. Flashing through the smoke.
Hold me.
Satchel out.
Good. Nice, guys. Yeah.
Let's play.
You are divided.
It has to be well.
Death ground.
I'm going for it, boys.
I can flash. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait, I think we just chill. Nice.
Serious.
Nice. Good shit, guys.
Win.
8 and 16 Reyna, dude.